Okay, do that. We pull up face. Oh, Lord have mercy. Pull up face. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh. Give me a minute. I am resetting everything. Oh. Somehow I'm hearing myself, so I need to probably figure that out. Give me a minute. I am resetting everything. Somehow I'm hearing myself, so I need to probably figure that out. Give me a minute. I am resetting everything. Ah, okay, that's because I have Twitch open, so I had my Twitch browser and it was playing everything back. Alright, sorry for the delay, everybody. My computer crashed and I had to reboot, and it took many minutes to get back. Fabulous. So, give me a sec, folks. Let me reset everything. Okay, there's my little avatar, and we need to get our, let's see, what do we have? What are we showing here? What is this called? This is called, that is not gray in game. Gray in game is over here. Okay, there's not. Ow, that is loud. I just got a software update thing and just about blasted my ears out. Okay, rename this window. So I gotta keep track of all this stuff. Okay. Jawohl. Oh. There we go. I can make that better. Okay, so there's my in-game character, and now I have to make another window for my shell, and then we'll be able to get back and start having some fun here. So sorry for the delay, everybody. Let's say we'll call this one Unix shell, and that will be, yeah, that one right there. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna change the size of this one. Okay, I think we're just about ready to start to resume working here. Okay, cool. All right, so colony, realms, northeast merge dome, and floor 1. Okay, so we're now going to start doing some coding here, and what we're going to do here is we're going to make a new northeast section of the dome. Let's see, do we have a northeast hall or what? What is northeast hall 1? So let's see what that was. So this is an area that well, let's just kind of get back to where we were before my computer crashed. Let's do a recover, I guess. Okay, so this is where we were before my computer crashed. So the idea again is that when we have a room file, having a file room by room is kind of the painful way of doing it. So up until a few years ago, this is the only way that we could create areas in the game. So we actually had to create a .c file for every room. We had to tell it the XYZ coordinates relative to the center of the dome. We had to say if it was lit and whether or not it was indoors or outdoors. So for indoors 1, that means that we have oxygen, we have heat, and we don't need an environment suit to survive. indoors 0 means that we need an environment suit, and we will die within 60 seconds if we don't have a suit on. And I could probably demonstrate that with my meat bag robo guy if we need to. Short is basically a little one-line description of the room, and there is a way that players can run around the game and not have all the descriptions show up. So for example, this is the long description, and if you wanted to run from room to room and not have all this text be pushed to you, you can put yourself in short mode, which I will demonstrate. The purpose of this is a throwback, short versus long. This is a throwback to the days when MUDs first came out, when people were still using modems to connect to the internet. So the first time that I played a MUD, I was actually on a 300 baud modem. My huge upgrade, I upgraded to 1200 baud and then 2400 baud, and I thought I was like, the fastest ever. Then I got a 9600 baud modem. I'm like, oh my god, this is the fastest ever. So back in the day, you wanted to reduce the amount of text that was going back and forth between the server and you. So for example, how do I do that? There's a I don't remember the command anymore, but there's a command you can use when you can say, when you move from room to room, don't show the full description of the room as you go along, but rather just show the short description. Then we have the long description. Long description, we can put in color codes, so we can say we can put bold, so you can see here the S, W, N, U, and U is in bold text, the rest is in normal text, and we can see that this is the code that we use to reset. I won't go too much into this today. And then we have the exits. We can see that some of the exits are commented out, so these are changes that have happened to this dome over the years. And we can see that there's a northeast hall that is available. I'm going to be hacking this northeast hall room file now to add some shops. So let's do this. Now I have no idea how I'm going to figure this out, so we'll just kind of play along here. So let's take a look at the northeast file. So northeast hall 1 is the first room. Now the way this works is that you can see here, this is again relative to the center of the dome. This is saying that the x coordinate is +10, the y coordinate is +10, so this is one room northeast. And let's see what we have here. Yada yada yada. Ow, that's kind of loud. I gotta reduce my, hang on guys, I gotta reduce my speakers here. Oh my god, it was set at 90. There we go, that's so much better. There we go. Sorry, my speakers were set at a setting that was basically deafening. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to make a copy of this, and we're going to start making a room from scratch. So we're going to copy Northeast Hall 1 to be, let's call this Company Northeast 1. So I've just made a copy of the file, so I don't want to overwrite the original one. I want to make a new one. We're going to keep the coordinates the same, but I'm going to completely rip out the description. And we're going to say, I'm going to make this really cheesy for the purpose of this video here. So we're going to make this cheesy northeast hallway. And we'll keep the exit, the southwest exit alone. We're going to, we do want a north exit that's going to go to I'm going to have the north exit go to the pub. And we're going to call this pre-pub. Post panel, that's fine. So the post panel is the see. Oh, we don't have that in there. Okay, inherit DOM gives us the post panel function. So we'll worry about this later. For now, just trust me that post panel will give that little whoosh sound when somebody goes through a panel, and everybody else in the room will see so and so has exited through the such and such panel. We'll keep the set properties, will be left alone. Now, I have to create a pre-pub function, and this is where the meat of this live stream will now come into effect. We're now going to start writing a new program that's never existed before in this game. So we're going to have, basically the way it works is that when you have a pre-function to an edit, to an exit, it has to return a 0 or 1. One of them means success and the other means no. So, oh, Nigel says, you make me want to start coding again. Now, what I need to do is I need to remember what is the expected value of the stuff. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make myself the presenter again. So now I'm back in my character here. I'm going to go standard. And we should have DOM. Okay. So let's start from the very beginning. Okay. More lets us display a file one page at a time. We're doing more on standard DOM. So a lot of any room in the game that has a panel or a turbo lift or anything that has like sounds or pre and post movement messages will inherit this guy. So we can see here that we display about 20 or so lines of text. This can be customized. You can see here it says, okay, you're seeing 12% of the file. Hit enter for the next page or Q to get out. I'm going to hit enter. Enter again. And here we can see our speed walking code. Let's keep going. Okay. So if we return 1 at the end of a pre or post, it means success. A 0 means you're not allowed to use the exit. Okay, so that's all I need to see here. We have manholes, lifts. What else do we have here? We have trans, not trannies. Okay, keep your mouth out of the gutter. Okay, so we can have a transport tube, pre and post. You enter, everybody else sees so-and-so has entered the tube and was whisked away. So this is just a little peek behind the covers. Okay, and let's go ahead now and put my other screen back on the presenter. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go int prepub. So I'm writing this stuff from scratch. I have no idea how this code is going to be. So this is completely making this up as I go along. So the idea here is that we need to look at all the players that are online. And I am doing this completely from memory, so let's switch over to Gray in-game. And let's say eval return all users. Is this valid? I don't remember how to do this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so users is a function that's built into the game that will return a pointer to every person that is logged on right now. So right now we have Magno, Nigel, and me, and my robo guy got kicked off because my effing computer crashed. So we're going to go back to our other screen. We're going to say, okay, so players is equal to users. All right, so now we got this guy. Now we say, for each object home chicken, we'll say PLN. Okay, so we can see here there's a C. If you're used to programming in C or Java or other languages, you can see that we use a curly brace to begin and end a block, a code block. We're going to say okay. All right. So we say now we're going to find out. I'm going to go back to gray again. I need to figure out what is the function that says the person's job type. So for example, this command, finger, lists everybody that's online, as does this one, and this guy. If we do a, there used to be a command that would list who is logged on, who is a shopkeeper, and I don't remember the command, but there is a function that is available in every player that will list the type of shop that the player belongs to. So for example, if I list myself, okay, it says, all right, I am a shop employee, and this is the shop that I belong to, but there is another function call available that will say, I am a employee of a gun store. Okay, so grep is a Unix command that does a search. Standard user is the player file, and I think it's called shop type. No matches found. All right. Oh my goodness. Let's do it the hard way. Get shop. Merchant type. Aha. Query merchant type. Thank you, Nigel. This is what I need to do. He's looking at it right now. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take this function call. I'm going to copy this to the clipboard. We're going to go ahead and bring the shell back up. Okay, and we're going to say if, we'll say string, I think if I remember the way it works in LPCs, I have to define the stuff up top, I have to define a variable, and then down here I can say, okay, now shop type is available. Shop type is equal to, now the way this works is that I have this little variable that says, okay, each time through the loop, PL is going to point to whoever the player is that's in the thing. Then we go, this syntax means I'm going to execute a function against that object, and I'm going to do query merchant type. If I can type it correctly, okay? So now, if the person is a member of a shop, shop type is going to be set to a variable like gun or armor or weapon, or might be blank or 0. And we say if shop type, and to test for equality we have to do 2 equal signs, and then in double quotes we're going to say pub. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're going to give a message to the player that says that they can't enter this shop because there is somebody logged on who is a employee or owner of a pub. So the idea here is that I only want people to be able to use this exit into the pub if there's nobody signed on who is a pub employee or shop owner. Okay, so we can say write, and the message that goes to write will only to be displayed to the user in question, to the player. We'll say, let's see, how do we say, this company store is closed. Please, let's see, I don't know, please, we're not so nice. The company never says please, right? The company is a bunch of assholes. We'll say, let's see, there is a pub employee or shop owner online right now who would be able to assist you. And then we say return 0. Okay, so 0 means that this guy is expecting, so again, this guy here is going to call this guy, and if it's 0, it means that the exit will not be allowed. And after we finish iterating through all of the players, if we have not gotten any, if we've not found any pub owners, we return 1. So let's see how that works. So we're going to save the file. We are now going to update the center to say that Northeast goes to this file. Recover. And we're going to say, okay, center, which is or Northeast, which is right now is commented out. We're going to uncomment. And we're going to say, instead of Northeast Hall, it's going to go here. Now, right now the pub doesn't, oh, there is a pub. Who knows what this is? What is this? Oh, I was drinking sometime the last time I edited this file. Oh, the drunken Hepto Squid is here. Okay, let's leave that there. That brings back memories. Yeah, actually, Nigel is saying, remember not to update your environment. Actually, it can. You just have to be very careful about how you do it. So we're going to now change my presented screen back to in-game. So now that I've edited the file, here I am in the center. Now, if my edit did not contain a syntax error, then this command will work. Otherwise, I will be kicked back to my workroom. And now we have a Northeast exit. Now it's not listed here because I didn't change the description, but now Northeast works. Can I go Northeast? And there's an error. Okay. What is our error? It says, okay, line 58, syntax error. Let's go back to the other file. And let's take a look at line 58 and see what our problem is. Oops, hello. I'll do some line 58. Doing a little, oh, I have an extra curly. All right, that would be our problem. Okay, let's go back to gray in game. Let's try again. Update. What folder am I sitting in here? Okay, we need to go to Realms, Northeast Merch, update comp northeast 1. This is so exciting, right? Nope. That would be Y. So this, aha, there we go. Awesome. Now I should be able to go northeast, and there we go. So now I got my cheesy little description. Can I go into the pub? And our pub doesn't load, but at least we have our, we did pass the check, so we don't have any pub players logged in, I think. All right, so we have a problem now with loading the pub. Isn't this exciting watching me debug code in the real life? But this is kind of like a little bit of a peek behind the covers here. Okay, line 46 and 47. So let's make that again visible. Line 46 says, okay. Doesn't like those, huh? Undefined variable. Doesn't like these, huh? Oh, it's been so long since I've looked at the code online, so we'll have to see. For right now, we'll just kind of comment those out. Let's see if this changes everything. Back. Hey, look at that. All right, can we go north? Hey, we can go north. Okay, cool. Yep, Nigel is correct. So we have okay, so what we need to do is we're going to have to change this guy so that we're going to change the description. We're going to change it so that it will automatically provide inventory that will update every time the game reboots, so that when we do a list and we can see the quantities of drinks, we want this quantity to update every time that the game reboots. So, oh, I'm afraid. Nigel is saying that there's something funny in here. So there's a plaque in here. Oh, I'm afraid to look. Plaque lists the name of employees. Who the hell are these people? I have no idea who these people are. Oh, Jim Jones. Steve, the Steve Meister. Oh my God. All right, we're gonna have to mess around with this. So we're gonna make a new data file here, and we're gonna change the description, and we're just gonna have a little bit. We're gonna have a little fun with the shop. So we're gonna. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's loading the old version of the shop. Jim Jones. Okay, so for anybody who hasn't played Core, there's a little bit of history behind Jim Jones, who we affectionately call Steve. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's switch back over to our shell. We're going to edit this file. So, we're going to we're going to rip this guy apart. Okay. Let's change the name. So instead of the Drunken Hepto Squid, we'll call it the Company Pub. All right, and just kind of be. We can put more things here if we want to, but for right now, we're going to. What do we got here? We got the up arrow. He did. Somehow he went up. How did he do that? Why is there an up exit? I thought that was Somehow Nigel's able to go up, but I guess this is... Okay. Let's change the name. So this is going to be what... if anybody has the shopper in their inventory, this is how the shop is going to be displayed. And we're going to change the save file. So by changing the save file, the next time I update this room, everything's going to be wiped out. Okay, wipe out the variables that don't count anymore. And that's all fine. We have a slot machine. Oh, here we go. Okay. Comment that out. We're not gonna, the company store is not going to have a employee room. And we have a slot machine. What is this? A blackjack machine? Huh. Wonder why that's commented out. I'm going to uncomment that just to see what the heck that does. I have no idea what that is. We have a jukebox. Oh yeah, the jukebox. If somebody had a MUD client that's capable of playing MIDI files. Okay, Ragman. Oh, let's comment some of this shit out. All right. Holovid, hammock, whatever. I guess I'll leave it for now. Jacane. What a jerk. Okay. Alright. Oh, panties, yes. And worms in a mine. Alright, steal Kurini's panties. We'll get to that later. Alright, let's see if this guy compiles. Let's make Gray the presenter again. Let's do an update. Let's see if this takes. Cool. Alright. So now, since I updated, we now have a shop that has nothing. So we have no money. We have no inventory. So, yep. Exactly. Japan. And by the way, he and I are still connected on Facebook. So, who knows? Maybe he'll see this stream later and will regret that he wasn't logged in tonight. Bastard. Alright. By the way, who's logged in right now? I still have Magno, Nigel, Corinia logged off. Oh, I'll have to, may have to go ahead and do the Sniff Corinia's Panties event. May have to activate that again. I'll have to figure out that. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our inventory for the shop. And before I do so, I'm going to... I'm in another room here, another window. I am editing a file that you guys are not supposed to see because it's part of a quest. But there is some code that I want to borrow from it. So let's see here. Where is the code? Oh, okay, it's not there. Let's see about... Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're going to present my screen again. Alright, so we're back at the shell. Alright, so let's take a look at the Starport pub. So, the Starport pub automatically restocks every time the game reboots. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a copy and paste and kind of borrow some of the code. So the idea here is that, let's take a look at the top here. So create. And I'm sorry that I'm kind of being scatterbrained about this. So the create function is called when the file is brought into memory by the game. So for example, if the game has not yet loaded this file and then a player enters the pub for the first time, it will invoke this function here, :create. And I don't know why my character's kind of leaning to the left. Let me recalibrate. No, that's way wrong. I'm leaning to the other side. There we go. Okay, sorry, I just had to fix my face right there. Okay, so create is invoked the first time that somebody enters this room. And one of the things that it does is that it sets up some of the variables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in PuTTY here, I'm going to highlight all this junk. And the beautiful part about PuTTY is when I highlight this stuff, it's on my clipboard. So I'm going to quit out. I'm going to go back to our merchant file. I'm going to edit our pub again. Let's go to our create. And down here, after all the objects are being loaded in, I'm going to do a paste. Okay. Now, this isn't ideal because when I pasted, it's got spaces instead of tabs, so I don't particularly like this. But in any case, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take this for now. We're going to make gray the presenter again. Okay, we're in our pub. We're going to update. We're going to list. And now we have inventory. So the stuff that I put into the create caused these items to appear. And we can see we have 300 coffees, pilsners, and ales. But we're going to have to put in some stronger items for our upper level players. So we're going to go back to the other screen. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start adding some additional items for our upper level players. So we're going to say that we're going to add another item called, what do we want to call this? Let's call this one, let's see, pale ale, we'll call it a stout. A stout ale, colon, it is an alcoholic type drink. The stout ale has to be in this file, in this variable here, and we have to say how much it's going to cost. Let's say it costs 200 credits. I'm just making this stuff up. The strength, let's say that what is there must be some kind of a method to my madness here. So cost is 10, 30. Trying to figure out what the well, we'll just say this is 200 and the quantity. Let's say there's 500 of these in stock. Okay, and now we're gonna go ahead and do an update. Hopefully I don't have any typos. And now we have our stout ale. Boom! All right. Okay, so it is a 200 strength. So what this means in the game is that the strength will determine the number of hit points that are healed and also the alcohol level. So if I drink this guy, I am now quite drunk. Okay, and I can recycle the bottle. Okay, and let's see what else I want. Do I want to add anything? Now, of course, now that I'm drunk, I'm going to be stumbling, I'm going to be hiccuping, I'm going to be burping, all that good stuff. Let's add a, I need to split the difference here. Let's add a 100 strength drink. So let's go ahead and put the shell back as a presenter. Let's edit the file again. Let's go down. Let's add a kind of a middle of the road here. Let's add another drink. Oh, let's see here. We have ale, a Pilsner. We already have a Pilsner. We'll say a, we'll call it a, what do we want to call this thing here? Pilsner, ale. Somebody throw out an idea for a drink. let's see here. Let's call this a... Oh, well, since it's Christmas time is coming up. It is. We are in December of 2016. Let's make a hearty eggnog. That is alcoholic. And the hearty eggnog has a strength of 100. And we're just going to say that 1 credit per strength. So we'll say hearty eggnog is costing 100 credits. And let's say that the hearty eggnog has 400 units in stock. And let's see if I have any typos. So now we put gray back as a presenter. Update. Oh, screwdriver. Good idea. Let's do that one too. Let's do a screwdriver. Let's do one more here, and then we'll add another shop. Okay. Let's do a screwdriver. Okay, and that one's going to be really strong. So let's do a screwdriver for some of our really high-level characters who are 30 plus. So we're going to do a screwdriver. Alcoholic. Screwdriver is going to be 300. And 300. Alright, so if you can drink that, knock yourself out. And let's put a bunch of these in stock, because they're pretty, they're a staple. We're going to have 600 of those in stock. And gray is back as a presenter. There we go. Update. No typos. Excellent. And now we got our screwdriver, right? Yeah. Strength of 300, cost of 600. Credits. Okay, very good. Okay, cool. All right, so our pub is ready to go. Now we're going to go ahead and let's test our outbound exit. Oh, our exit is wrong. The exit needs to be south, not west. So we need to fix that. So let's make gray the presenter again. Alright, let's edit the file. We need to fix our exit. And there we go. Here we go. Yeah, we need to be south. Okay. So our map is correct. Isn't this exciting? Okay. Oh, automatic, yeah. Alright, so is this right? Oh yeah, now, and Nigel pointed out that the exit is pointing to the wrong file. So what we need to do here is we need to fix. Now we're gonna show you something here. So we're gonna a coder has a command called goto, and I can say I'm gonna go back to comp ne1. Puts me back to my cheesy hallway. Now I go back to my Unix shell. I edit the file, and I say, instead of sending us to ne hall 1, no, we need to go to the correct file. We need to go here. We take the .c off. Come back. This gray. So this is kind of an iterative thing. So now if I go south, so this is the way we test. So we make sure we have to test both exits, the exit in and the exit out. Now things are beautiful. All right, so we have a working pub. Now we're going to make a clinic. Back to gray. And what we're going to do here is we're going to edit the, where are we here? We're going to edit this, this guy. And we're going to say, okay. So the way it works in this game is that if we say set exits, set exit is going to be available unconditionally. So if you put an exit and then a file, it's going to go there without doing any checks. But if you want to do some pre or post checks, you have to use add exit. So we're now going to add another exit, and we're going to say that our clinic is going to be northeast. This guy here that I just did is saying current directory, okay? And then we say, all right, we're going to call this guy clinic, comma, and then the pre, I'm going to call it pre-clinic, and a post panel, just to give our little swish sound. And we have to do our post panel, or excuse me, now we have to create the pre-clinic function, otherwise this thing is going to have a problem. So we're going to copy this. This is probably not the most efficient way to do the code, so the more efficient way would be, in fact, let's do that. Let's make it more efficient. So I'm gonna do a design change on the fly. Oh, I can't pass an argument to this. Okay, that's why I did it this way. Yeah, we're gonna have to do it this ugly way. Ugh. All right. I was wanting to make it so that I wouldn't have to repeat all this code. I don't like repeated code. Okay. Alright. Do we have any typos? We recompile. Alright. We now have our northeast exit that we didn't have before. Now we're going to have to edit our clinic file. Isn't this fun? Alright, so clinic, it exists. So again, this is a clinic that was called back in the day the hack and slash. We're going to wipe this out. We're going to call this the company clinic. Give it a brand new file for its data. And what else do we have here? We have our, there will not be a company private room, so we'll comment out that guy. And what else do we need to do here? We need to change our exit. So our exit out of here is going to be, since we went northeast into here, we're going to be southwest. And instead of northeast hall 1, we're going to be going to comp NE1. Okay. And let's see what happens. Okay, so it's not liking the exit for some reason. First, okay, so the clinic works. Can I go there? Yes, except the description is wrong. But I am... By the way, people is a coder-only command. It shows everybody and where they are, so I am in fact in the correct room. Let's test my southwest exit. Alright, my southwest exit is correct. So my northeast exit is incorrect, so I'm probably just pointing to the wrong file. So let's take a look at what we got here. So let's go back to our northeast exit. Possibly we may be failing this. We may be failing this check, and maybe just the right command isn't doing what I think it's supposed to be doing. So I may have to change that. But northeast clinic. The syntax looks proper. Pre-clinic. All right, so maybe there we have a maybe we have a player who's logged on as a clinic employee, and I'm just not detecting it properly. So let's see. All right. All right. Magno is a retail guy. And Nigel's a retail guy, and I am a gun guy. Okay. So I don't think we're failing because of the query that I'm doing. So there's got to be some other problem here why this is failing. So let's see here. Yep. Okay. Nigel gave me another suggestion, which is a good suggestion. Let's just see if we got here. So let's say we're going to do a temporary little debug. So sometimes when you're in doubt, you can do it this way. You add a little statement and see whether or not your code is doing what you think it's supposed to do, and it's not. Go northeast. Okay, so for some reason it's not liking the exit. Oh, I have a typo. That's what it is. Look at the word. We're missing the letter A. Okay. All right, that's our problem. So let's fix that. See again. Let's take that out. And let's fix. Yeah. Yep. There it is. We're missing the letter A. A? Just my Canadian impression. Okay. Yeah, exactly. All right, northeast. There we go. Okay, so now we're in the clinic. We need to change our description. So we have here the company clinic. That is correct. However, when we look at our long description, it says hack and slash. And we can change that. So let's come back here. Let's look at our clinic. Yep. So let's change our long description. We'll say the company clinic. And there's a command we can do. So I don't actually have to edit all this code. But let's just go ahead and get this going here. So we now have our... Oh. Why is it still saying that? Probably because it got... now, let's just go ahead and use the built-in command to change our description. So if we go help clinic, and there is a help merchant is our... So all shops inherit the standard merchant file. The standard merchant file has commands that are available for all shops of all types. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set our description. Okay, so we just type description as it says here that we have this command available. Now we're going to put in our little editor here, and we can use color codes. So I'm going to put a color code here. We're going to go take that. Let's do red. We'll say the company clinic is our little header line, and we'll say you have wandered. Okay, so when we hit a period all by itself, that will exit the editor and save our changes. And now, oh, I forgot to do a reset. So let's do that again. So we can change our description again anytime we want. And let's go ahead and we'll go. Again, when I create rooms, I like to have a little one-line title. And then I forgot to do the reset. Okay, so that turns the red off. And then I'll just go ahead and I'll copy and paste everything else and then do a period. Okay, there we go. Actually, because the built-in merchant code will give me the title automatically, I don't have to put the title, so let's take that off. Perfect. Okay, that's what we want to have. Now, the idea here is that let's take a look at the code again, and I want to verify what happens when the clinic resets, when the game restarts. We call create for the first time. What happens? Let's see here. It sets the bounty. It sets the energy. Sets the amount of credits that are available. I think what I'm missing here. Yeah, I'm missing a few variables for clinics. Clinics have additional variables that will determine how much, how many bodies and limbs it will accept. Also, how much blood is available. I know this sounds kind of gross, but again, this is Soylent Green, so bear with me. So let's go back to the game here, and I think there is a. Okay, so there is a command called report that is available for clinics and some of the other shop types. And basically, what we are seeing here is we have no food inventory, we have no blood inventory. I need to update that so that we will start the game with blood in the clinic so that people can come here for healing. I'm not gonna sell pills here, but we're gonna set the blood inventory, and let's see here, machine wear points, replicator. We may want to reset the wear points. So let's go back to the shell. Let's take a look at the clinic code so that I can see what my variables are. So our code is coming from the standard clinic file. So let's take a look at what's out there. It's been a long time since I've looked at this file. So let's see what we have here. What variables can we play with? We have our bounties. We have blood inventory is one of the variables that I'm going to mess with. So I'm going to open up a little notepad off to the side here, which I'm not going to present, but I need to keep track of the fact of this variable. We're going to have blood inventory needs to be set. What else are we going to do here? Replicator wear. We're going to reset that to 0 whenever the game restarts. And what else are we going to do here? Just taking a look at the various variables available. I think that's... Is there a max? I thought that there was like a max variable that says this is the maximum number of corpses that I'm going to accept before I start rejecting stuff. So let's just start with this. Cheated a little bit. Let's edit the guy. Okay, so we're gonna say we're gonna increase our energy that's available. We're gonna increase the credits that we can pay out for bounties. We are going to say that our blood inventory, we're gonna say we have let's say we have 20,000 to start with. And a replicator rare will be reset to 0. Okay, let's make our in-game guide, the presenter here. Update, report. Okay, now we have our blood inventory is 20,000. We have, oh, it looks like our gurks didn't take. So it's still set it at 5,000 and 2,000. So we have something here is overwriting us. Okay, now the gurks. Yeah. So something has, there is a setting, internal setting to the code that has said that, okay, you said you want 5,000 gurks, but you only get 2,000. Same thing with the credits. What else we got here? Save file. Okay. Now I can override this, so I can say, all right, I'm going to deposit. Yeah. All right. So I've added money manually to the thing. This is saved to a file in the back end. And I think we're just about set here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave this one alone. Test our exit. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Now let's go ahead and let's fix this description here so that our room here is a little bit more meaningful. Where are we here? Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to change our long description to be something that's a little bit more meaningful. We want to basically say this is the part where I struggle. So, this is the part where it's like, okay, what the heck do I say here? So, we're going to put a description here that says the company store. And if we go \n, that means new line, which means that's a carriage return. So a long description could be multiple lines, and you can either allow the MUD client to do line wrapping, or you can deliberately put in line wraps, carriage returns, wherever you want. So I'm going to have here, let's say the company store, and we'll say northeast quadrant. We'll say if there are no company PMD owners, or let's say we don't want to say online, it has to be kind of we'll say on duty, right? So we want to be able to say that again, this has to be a little bit of role playing here, so we don't want to say online or logged on. So we'll say if there are no PMD or employees on duty who are employed by pub clinic shops, what I like to do, I like to just kind of give it a little description that says leads Alright, so let's see if this gives us a little bit better description. Alright, no typos. Alright. So let's just verify north. Oh, and I have a typo here. I said northeast, and it should say eastern. instead of northeast instead of eastern. So let's fix that real quick. Again, this is an iterative process. There we go, northeastern. So the idea here is that based on the way that the player has scaled their horizontal window, if you don't put any explicit carriage returns, then the client will kind of do the line wrapping automatically. So for paragraphs, that's the way to do it. All right, so now we have our code. So now we're going to test it. So I'm going to log on my Meat Puppet. So I'm logging on Robo Guy here. If I can remember his password. Okay, there he is. I'm going to summon him. All right, so now he's here. Now, right now, he is not a member of any shop. I'm going to temporarily, I'm going to hack him. So I'm going to say call RoboGuy, set merchant type clinic. And that didn't work. Okay. So, first of all, let's grep. Is that the correct call? I have to fully qualify it with the leading slash. Okay, cool. All right, so grep is the system command that will do a text search for whatever text you specify and whatever file you want. So I basically said, okay, this is the correct way to do it. And for some reason, it just didn't like that. I think I may have to put quotes. I'm not quite sure. Okay. Now, if I go northeast, aha! This is our test. So this basically says that, all right, it's detected that because RoboGuy is, I basically hacked him to say he's a clinic employee. And my code basically says, okay, you can't go in there because there's a clinic guy online. But if I can go into the pub, yes, I can. Now, let's change RoboGuy and let's hack him and say now he's a pub guy. Okay. So I'm going to copy that to my clipboard, and I'm going to say he's now a pub employee. Can I go northeast? Yes, I can. Can I go north? No, I can't. All right, so we have now tested our exit logic. So now our little compromise solution is working properly. So we now have a pub and a clinic that are available to any level player if no pub or clinic players are online. So I'm quite happy with that. So now we can go ahead and we can let's see what we need to do. A retail shop. We need to do armor. Now the other thing I need to do is we have a description for a clinic, but we don't have a description for our oops. Let's now reset our RoboGuy. Call RoboGuy. Set merchant type to be nothing. Now I can go north. Woohoo! Cool beans. All right, so now all we need to do is we need to set a description for our pub. And we will be set. So let's set our description for our pub. I really shouldn't be doing descriptions. Okay. The company pub is open anytime. Company PMD pub employees and shop owners aren't on duty. Pull up a stool and drink your worries away. And of course, that's not a very nice thing to say, but there you go. So now we have our description, and automatically it tells us we have a south exit, and now we are happy. So, cool beans. I'm going to pause the stream here, and I'm going to take a 5-minute break, and then we will resume, and we'll work on setting up our, I think the next thing we're going to do, we need to do a refinery, we need to do a gun store, and if I have time, I'll do armor. Let's go ahead and pause. I'll be right back.